Hello, this is Voices for Learning, where we help you grow as a voice actor. My name is Susan Fouché. Thanks so much for watching this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can break apart a long recording into smaller, separate files to send to your client using markers in Studio One. Here we go. All right, so I have this recording here that an e-learning client hired me to do, and the recording ended up being about 7 minutes and 40 seconds. However, he doesn't want me to send him a 7-minute and 40-second long recording. He wants me to send him about 20 different little separate recordings within this longer recording here. So how do you do that? Well, we use what's called markers in Studio One. Now, the first thing that you're going to do, if you don't have this already up, is you need to get your marker track enabled. To do that, you'll notice right over here, there's a little flag button icon, and when I hover my mouse pointer over it, it says Open Marker Track. Do that. Now, if your screen already looks like this, then you are good to go. So to set your marker, all you're going to do is just make sure that your cursor, number one, is set up in the right spot. So let's say that my client has said, okay, this is the number one slide, number one file that he wants that's going to go in slide 1 of his e-learning module or e-learning course. All I'm going to do is just make sure that my cursor is set right here, and then I'm just going to go to the transport menu. And then you'll see right down here in the middle is Insert Marker. And there it is. You'll see a number 2 has just popped up. Now, let's say that the next place that my client wants the marker is right here around 1 minute and 10 seconds. All right, so this is where my third marker is going to go. This is where basically the next separate file is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead right here, and I'm just going to make sure that my marker, this is where I want my marker to be. I make sure my cursor is right here, and I can either go back to Transport, Insert Marker, or I can do a sneaky little thing right here. See right here where it says Marker over here on the left? And see this little plus button right here? You can just click that, and it inserts the marker as well. So there we go. Now, let's say that I have another marker, and it's going to go right here around 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Same thing. Now, you might remember that the keyboard shortcut is Shift-Y. Let me show you what that looks like. So it was Transport, Insert Marker, or see the capital Y next to that? That just means Shift-Y, to make a capital Y, is how you insert the marker. Let me show you what that looks like. It's a little bit tricky. And I just simply click on OK, and it puts in the number 4. But what if you say well, I don't need 1, 2, 3, and 4. They need to be named a different name. How do you do that? That's so simple. All you do is you just click on the marker, and it comes up with this little box right here that says Edit Name. And you could type in, let's say that this, instead of marker is number 3, it's actually marker C-1, for example. Okay, that's fine. Just type it in, click OK, and there it is. If you need to change the name of it, again, there it is. I can just rename it to D_9 or whatever it is. And you can do that for all of them. So I could just go ahead and just double click on any of the names of the markers, and there it is. But what about this very first marker right here? I don't want it to be named Intro. This blue marker right here actually is a marker. This is a little bit different. You can't double click on it to change the name of it. You actually have to right click it, right click right on top of the marker. And then what you're going to do is just double click on top of the word intro, or to select it basically. And then you could change it to whatever you want it to be, A_3. Whatever you want it to be. And then I just simply go through and I put my markers in. It's pretty simple. We'll put that one in here. Let's say there was one goes here, and so on and so forth. And this one goes The last one will go here, for example. Now, let me show you how to export it so that all of these come up as separate files. Number one, you do want to make sure that your start and your end markers are set. So my start marker is this one right here, this A3 intro, whatever you want to call it. I do want to make sure that my end marker, which is back here, is all the way at the end of the recording. So I want it to be here. All right. So when I'm ready to go ahead and export all of these as separate files, it's pretty simple. It follows the same kind of pattern as your regular export. The only difference is you are exporting these as what's called stems. So in Studio One, instead of saying like separate files or slides or whatever, the word that they use is stems. So I'm going to export my stems. To do that, it's just simply Song menu. And then, like here you see export stems. The keyboard shortcut is Control-Shift-E. And this looks a little different than maybe what you're used to with the regular export window. So make sure that your correct track is selected. It's my green track. Everything's all color coded in Studio One, so make sure you do color code your tracks. And then where it's going to go to, obviously here, and then my file name prefix. Let's say that I want to change that. Instead of like what the name of the song is, let's say that this is called Nursing 101. And that's the prefix. That's kind of like what my client wants me to name it, the naming convention. So I simply just type that file name prefix in. I can change the format to WAV or whatever I want, MP3 for example. And then the export range right here, just want to make sure that you've got between each marker set. Because we set our markers and we want it to export each stem is between each marker. And that's it. Just click on OK and let's see what happens. All right. And so here I have this lovely end result. You can see I've got 7 different files and they're all named correctly. The only thing about Studio One that really gets on my nerves of markers is that it automatically names them numerically. So even if you have, for example, right here, if you wanted this to be named A3, this top one, to match obviously here, you're going to have to go in. I just kind of like clicked once, waited a second, clicked again, and that allowed me to get into that file name. You're going to have to go in and automatically delete that one or whatever the number is. But that's it. And of course, it named it in the stems. It created a folder called stems. Let's say that I just want to rename that VO for voiceover, Nursing 101. I can simply do that, and then I can just send my client that folder. So that is how you create these markers, and they are so important. They will make your life so much easier, especially when you're doing these big, long e-learning courses or just anything that you have to break up. I mean, sometimes I've done like advertisements that my clients want me to break up the separate tracks for whatever reason. So markers are your friend. I hope you learned a lot in this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe. I'm a growing channel. I could really use your support. And leave a comment. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.